Shalom. Kol Holo Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakah Kodash. The bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, I agree most on rule well and tells his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there as preach his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect and sparkle bird, I want to say shalom. Alright, so today's lesson pretty much is given by inspiration of a conversation I had with one of my co-workers. Now, this co-worker, he appears to be an Edomite on the outside. But in the past, I was like, you know what? How he conducts himself, how he moves, how he speaks, how he talks. I was like, hey, you know what? He can be Jake. But with lately, these recent conversations, I'm like, shaking my head. I'm like, dude might be an Edomite. But anyways, getting to the conversation that we had, because Salakia, side note as well, at the end of the day, the Lord is going to sift the wheat and the tares, because conversations that we had in the past, he grew up around Jake, Emily's Jake, and once again, these conversations lately, I'm just like, you know what? And he might be Edomite. All right. But anyways, the conversation that we had, he was talking about his Jake friend in the world. Jake friend. All right, because he ain't in the truth. All right. But he was talking about his Jake friend. And he made a comment saying that if anything, I'm more oppressed than him. Because apparently his Jake friend, once best friend, grew up in a good household, good family, pretty much for the most part could get everything. He was well taken care of. And in this conversation, rather my co-worker realized it or not, I was looking at him sideways like, what in the world are you talking about, man? All right. If you grew up around Jake, you should know. All right. You should know the flight, the path. Salakia, you should know what we have to endure. Rather you got money, rather you grew up in a good family or not. If you've been around Jake, you should understand that we are oppressed no matter what status that you grew up in, man. What status that you grew up in over here in Babylon the Great, this is not a rest, man. This is a punishment, right? With the information that we have readily to our hands, you can look up these things, Once again, rather he realized or not, man, I was looking at him sideways with this conversation, because you got to look it up, man, Over here in Babylon the Great, matter of fact, read Psalms 83. These other nations, especially Esau, Edom, came together to blot out our remembrance, so we wouldn't know that we were Israelites. They gained money off of us acting like niggas out here, and you look at all the oppression that we had to go through. All right. Look at all the law, Jim Crow laws, all these laws that are set forth for Jake. They set stumbling blocks for us. They set up things for Jake to fail here in Babylon the Great. Hey, look up neo-slavery. All right. Look at all the atrocities that they have done, and still to this day, we are found in the enemy's hands. And that's what had me. Rather he realized it or not, man, I was looking at him sideways like, nigga, what? What? All right. No matter your status in this kingdom, you are still oppressed, man. All right. This man, Esau, Edom, is above you at this very moment. Okay. And that's why we go out here on highways and byways, doing our sit downs and doing our lessons, hastening his coming so we can get out of here. So, at the end of the day, This conversation had me think of Moses and, of course, our forefathers. How instead of choosing the world, instead of choosing fame, fortune, they chose Yahweh Bashim Shah. Matter of fact, the scriptures, which I'm going to go ahead and get, Yahweh Ratazah, the scriptures speak of Moses, rather to live in luxury. I'm just putting my twist on it, spin on it, roughly paraphrasing. Rather than living in luxury, he chose to suffer with his people. All right. Because my coworker is mad at his friends, because he's standing up for his people. This is another reason why I had, looking at this dude sideways, like, you know what? You might be an Edomite that just emulates Jake. All right. And just look up to Jake. I gonna be mad at him for doing that, man. Now I do get it, because it's like he his once best friend did cut him off. I don't think he's in the truth, but he did cut him off. I guess he was looking at it sideways. Maybe he knows. All right, maybe he knows truly that dude might be an Edomite. But as I said earlier, maybe I said it earlier, maybe not. It's my second time recording this video, but the Lord is the one that's going to sift the tares and the wheats. All right, the wheat from the tares. All right. But anyways, getting back to it. Yeah, Moses chose to suffer. All right. Instead of living the life of luxury and standing boldly for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. And I'm going to get these scriptures. Sirach 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him? All right, these scriptures, all right, these accounts, all right, because these things actually happen, were given unto us to look at our forefathers, to look at the path that they took, and see that, hey, they chose to serve the Lord instead of that fame and fortune. They chose, some of them chose to die for the name of the Lord rather to sin, man. You read about our forefathers in the book of Maccabees that stood boldly for the name of the Lord, that still circumcised their children, that still that wouldn't eat pork, that died for not eating pork. All right. So once again, no matter your status in this kingdom as a Jake, man, you still oppressed. You still got to follow the orders of this wicked ass king. At the end of the day, they going to come out with the MOTB. What you going to do then? All right. Romans 15 verse 4, for whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through the patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. You see? What our forefathers went through, some of them being hemmed up, being jacked up, beaten up, all right? Called all types of names, looked down upon, if they can go through it, we can go through it. Because at the end of the day, us in this generation, we have a more sure understanding of the scriptures, a more sure understanding of these prophecies. All right. And matter of fact, the scriptures speak of, the great men wanting to hear and see these days that we in. All right. So it should be nothing for us, because, hey, at the end of the day, regeneration, reincarnations in the scriptures. All right. We just coming back in our lots. And we hear, hey, it's nothing for us to endure this ass whooping. All right. Do what we got to do. Stand 10 toes deep for the Lord, so we can get the heck up out of here. All right. Once again, no matter your status in this kingdom, man. You got Jake out here out of order. They killing each other. The women out of order. This kingdom is not your rest. And the dude had the nerve to say that he more. Hey, if you a Jake, yeah. If you a Edomite, hey, this is your kingdom, man. All right. If you feel that way, hey, blame it on your own people if you are an Edomite, man. Right? Make yourself look like a two-time loser, man. Right? Hebrews 11 and verse 24, by faith Moses, all right? Because here's one of the points, all right? Here's one of the points that I wanted to get, all right? This is what I was thinking upon when I had this conversation with him. Hebrews 11 verse 24, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. You see that? He didn't want that title. He didn't want that. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of power than to enjoy pleasures of sin for a season. You see that? Right? Instead of enjoying the dainties of the king and that kingdom, he chose to suffer with his people. And that's pretty much, the gist of what I got from the conversation with my coworker. I'm like, bruh, it don't matter if he grew up in a good household. He grew up and can pretty much get everything he wants. He sees that something got to change, something got to budge. This ain't our rest. People still getting shot down. People are still getting hung. Matter of fact, what happened last year? If I'm not mistaken, last year. The Edomites in their pride, wanted to gang up on that Jake. And they all got their ass beat. Jake is tired of this oppression, man. But the water Yahweh Shemel Shah for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we have the true understanding of how to escape out of this wicked ass kingdom, man. And that's what Jake is looking forward to. And that's why Jake is out there smoking the weed, drinking the drink, getting wasted. They trying to escape this oppression at the end of the day. No, it's not righteous. No, it's not something that you should do. That's why the Lord gave us these scriptures. That's why the Lord gave us our apostles and elders and brothers on down to break down these scriptures for us, so we can understand and know, we have rest coming unto us. So once again, and I was looking at dude sideways, man, like, what the hell you on, man? All right? Esteeming the reproach of a Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. You see that? Because we understand us in this position, is another reason why we go hard for the Lord. We understand that the riches that the Lord has in store for us is greater than any riches that you have here in Babylon the Great, here in this new Egypt. All right? What's the point of having all these riches when it's all going to pass away, going to get burnt up? Matter of fact, you got to take a little rice in your hand just so you can spin, and they going to track you. You say something that they don't like, they cutting your funds off, man. All right? This is oppression, man. It says the rich and poor, free and bond, got to take that. Right? That's oppression, man. A lot of times these people out here in the world, they just be talking to be talking. They just be saying anything, man, without even thinking. Matter of fact, the scriptures speak of that. Man running his mouth, man running his lips, about some nonsense. Wise man holdeth his tongue. Anyways, let's get to it. For respect unto the recompense of the reward, because the Lord showed them all these things, man. The Lord showed them the end times. The Lord showed them the past. The Lord gave Moses all these secrets, man. And he understood the mission that he had to complete, right? And we're in the same boat. We understand the mission that we have to complete, right? Yahweh Ratazah, all right? We endure to the end and complete the mission. By faith, he forsook Egypt, and not fearing the wrath of the king. You see that? You got to come into that same spirit. Forsake Egypt. Forsake these worldly things. And do not fear the wrath of the king, because we understand the king is controlled by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Anything that happens, the Lord ordained it. We fear the Lord, fear the one that can kill the body, mind, and soul, right? For he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Through faith he kept the Passover and sprinkled the blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. All right, it took faith to do these things, man. And especially in these times, you know, Jake is looking for a sign. Jake is looking for a fire to rain down from heaven. You know, these things ain't gonna happen for you, man. You gotta have that faith, as you read at the top of Hebrews 11:1. You know, this faith is not freely given to everybody, man. All right, it's a blessing to have this faith in the Lord, man, and understanding that the Lord through you, if you one of those men, you gonna get that power, man. All right, you gonna be the one to rain fire from heaven, you know, instead of you know, in order for me to believe in the Lord, I gotta see that, man. No, you have the faith now, and then the Lord gonna give you that power. All right. By faith, they passed through the Red Sea as be dry land, which the Egyptians are saying to do were drowned. See? So it took faith to trust in the Lord, to believe in the Lord, and the Lord blessed them and showed them these signs and wonders, and the Lord is going to do the same for his men in these last days. Let me get a couple of these scriptures. I'm going to go ahead and close out. All right. This is Job 38:3, because this is what we had to do, man. All right. Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee and answer thou me. And this is Job 40:7. Gird up thy loins now like a man, and I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. All right. Because, you know, when the Lord calls you, you can't be out here, you know, as you read, which I may not even read it. I may, depending on the spirit, but I got right here in Exodus 4:10 on down. You know, Moses, as you read, you know, he was like, man, Lord, you know, I'm slow of speech. I'm slow of tongue. I'm not eloquent in my speech. Matter of fact, the Lord said in verse 11, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah said unto him, who have made man's mouth, or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or seen, or blind? Have not I, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah? All right. You know, so, hey, when the Lord call you, you gird up thy loins like a man. You know, don't be questioning the Lord. And you might make the Lord angry, man. He might jack you up just for doing that, man. You know, the water Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, yeah, mercy upon us. You know, I can think, you know, it's good to have that humility, not feeling worthy to do the work, because you're going to come into that spirit of, you know, I'm doing my best, man. Hey, I'm trying to make it, instead of coming into that spirit of boastfulness, you know, like, oh man, I'm the man. You know, hey, we all deserve death. We all deserve to get jacked up, man. You know, so the Lord is looking for the lowly, the meek and lowly. And Moses was that man. He was meek. He was lowly. He wasn't prideful, man. And the Lord, hey, when the Lord calls you, gird up thy loins like a man and do this work. Stop questioning me. All right, just do the work. I got everything from here. Just do the work. Feed the lambs of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. As we read in Psalms 18:32, it is power that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. You see, it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah that gives you that strength, that courage to do this work, man. Because at the end of the day, man, it's going to the Lord, man. You know, we're all we can, you know, it's already predestined in who's gonna be in this truth, who's gonna endure to the end, who's gonna do this work, man. You know, it's all predestined. You know, so gird up that loins like a man, pray to the Lord, and he gonna give you that strength to do his will and make as it says, and make my way perfect. Doing the will of Yahweh Bashim El Shai. All right. And once again, going back into that, as I just read in Hebrews 11, 24 on down, about Moses, once again, instead of being esteemed, instead of choosing the riches of Egypt, he chose Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? And check it, man. Moses grew up good, man. He grew up in that life, but he chose to suffer with his people, man. And that's what it's all about. Us in this walk, man. We choose to suffer with our people, man. We got talents. Best believe brothers can do their thing, man. Brother has Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has blessed brothers with talents, man. But our greatest talents is to break down his word, is to feed the lambs. All right? And we're looking forward to that great kingdom, man. So that's why we go hard for the Lord. This ain't our rest, man. And once again, going back to the conversation with my coworker, man, once again looking at him sideways. I'm like, bruh, if you grew up with Jake, you should know these things, man. No matter your status, no matter how, this ain't our rest, man. You should know that, man. A Jake out there in the world knows that for the most part. All right. That's why they trying to, do what they can do, to get up out the hood, or, some of them keep the hood with them, they trying to get out this hellhole. Once again, that's why they, get wasted. That's why they smoke the weed. Some of them, for the most part, because they trying to escape this hellhole. But we have the truth, and we have the cheat code into how to escape this hellhole, man. So with that, shalom.